Two people, same skills, same experience. One earns 20 lakhs, the other crosses a crore. The difference isn't talent. Two engineers joined the same IT services company in Bangalore, same year, same college, same starting role. 10 years later, one earns 20 lakhs. The other just crossed a crore. Same starting line, wildly different destinations. The difference wasn't luck, raw intelligence, or a fancy MBA from ISB. What actually separated them is something most working professionals completely overlook. Today, I'm breaking down what truly sets apart 20 lakh, 50 lakh, and 1 crore professionals, and more importantly, how to move between these levels. Let's start with the 20 lakh professional, because this is where most skilled people get stuck without realizing it. These are genuinely competent people who deliver solid work every single day. They write clean code, manage campaigns efficiently, close deals on target, and never miss a deadline. Nobody has complaints about their output. But there's a pattern that quietly keeps them trapped. They define their entire identity through their skill set. I'm a full-stack developer. I'm a brand manager. I handle procurement for the South region. They clock in, execute brilliantly, and wait, sometimes for years, for someone above them to notice. Promotions feel like rewards for obedience rather than recognition of strategic value. The core issue isn't ability, it's positioning. They're optimizing to be the best employee in the room. But companies don't pay premium salaries for great employees. They pay for people who solve expensive, painful problems. Most 20 lakh professionals haven't internalized this difference. They keep sharpening skills that could eventually be done cheaper by someone with 3 years less experience or replaced entirely by automation. Now, something genuinely shifts when professionals cross into the 50 lakh territory. They stop completing tasks and start owning problems. Hand a 20 lakh professional a brief that says build this dashboard, and they'll build you a beautiful dashboard. A 50 lakh professional reads the same brief and asks entirely different questions. Who's using this dashboard and what decisions will they make from it? Can we skip the dashboard entirely and set up automated alerts instead? They've taught themselves to speak the language of business outcomes, not just functional deliverables. Revenue models, unit economics, retention curves, these concepts become part of their thinking even if their job title says engineer or designer. They build alliances across departments, not just friendships within their team. Their manager doesn't hand them a task list on Monday morning anymore. Instead, their manager walks over with a vague, messy problem and says, "Figure this out." The fundamental shift is from execution to ownership. From assign me work to I've diagnosed the situation, here's my recommendation, I need your go-ahead. That kind of grounded confidence, built on business understanding, not bravado, is exactly what companies start writing large checks for. Professionals at the core level operate with a completely different mental model. They don't just own problems, they decide which problems deserve the organization's attention in the first place. Their thinking runs entirely on leverage. Not how do I work more hours, but how do I make the 60 people in my org 5% better at their jobs? That math. A VP of product at a large fintech once told me something I've never forgotten. I stopped trying to be the smartest person in every meeting. I started being the person who made half those meetings unnecessary. That single sentence captures the core level mindset perfectly. These professionals design systems and processes, not just solutions to immediate fires. They actively hire people who are smarter than them in specific domains and feel genuinely thrilled about it, never threatened. They turn down high-visibility projects that won't move the actual business needle, even when saying yes would look impressive on paper. Most importantly, their reputation arrives in rooms before they do. Hiring managers at competitor companies know their name. Industry peers reference their work. They've stopped being salaried employees and become professional brands. Now, across every salary level I've described, one skill shows up as a consistent multiplier, and it's probably not what you'd guess. It's communication. Not polished keynote presentations or rehearsed corporate buzzwords. Real, honest, useful communication. The ability to take a sprawling, complicated mess of a situation and explain it to a CXO in under 2 minutes so they can actually make a decision. The ability to write a crisp one-page document that eliminates the need for an hour-long alignment meeting nobody wanted. The ability to sit across from a difficult colleague and have a direct conversation without letting it spiral into weeks of passive-aggressive politics. According to McKinsey's research on leadership effectiveness, professionals who communicate with clarity are 1.5 times more likely to reach senior leadership roles. This isn't about eloquence or vocabulary. It's about courage, the courage to be simple, to be direct, and to say what everyone in the room already knows but nobody wants to put into words. So here's your move, and I mean today, not someday. Open your Notes app right now and answer one question with complete honesty. Am I being paid for what I do every day, or for the impact I create? If the answer is what you do, then you've just identified your gap. Here's your first step. Identify one real, painful problem in your organization that nobody currently owns. Maybe it's a broken handoff between two teams that causes delays every sprint. Maybe it's a customer segment that keeps churning and nobody's investigating why. Walk up to your manager and volunteer to own that problem. Not to help with it, to own it completely. That single act of stepping into ambiguity has launched more careers than any online course, any certification, or any LinkedIn post ever will. Your salary was never a reflection of how hard you work. It's a reflection of how much leverage and impact you bring to the table. Start building both today. That's a wrap, thanks for watching. If this gave you one idea you can use today, hit like and subscribe. See you in the next one.